Alright, so I just shared the link now. If you can hear me and you can see my screen, just kindly type on the group. I shared the link now, nobody has joined yet. If you can see my screen and you can hear me, waiting for you guys to join. Can anybody see my screen? Alright, somebody has joined. So if you can hear me and you can see my screen, kindly let me know. If you can hear me and you can see my screen, kindly let me know on the group. Alright, so somebody is on the live already. Just let me know, please. Let me know if you can hear me and you can see my screen. So we'll start immediately. Please type on the group if you can hear me and you can see my screen. Alright, so we are 4 now. Let me ask on the group. Oh, I think the group is not opened. Sorry, I forgot. So the group is open now and we are 7 already. The group is opened. So right on the group, can you hear me and you can see my screen? If you can hear me and you can see my screen, let me know on the group. Just type. If you can hear me and you can see my screen. Can you hear me and can you see my screen? Nobody's responding yet. I want to be sure that you guys can all see my screen before I start, please. I want to be sure. Okay, so Antonia said she can hear me. Alright. So, you guys that refuse to talk, the Lord is your strength. Amen. So let's start. The reason why I decided that we need to start early today is because when we start by 10 that you guys normally suggest, we'll be sleeping by then and we'll have only 7 people watching. So I want this session to be different, so I had to make it early today. So nobody will have any excuse. And like I said, there is high chance, like 9/10 probability, that amortization and sinking fund is going to be a number 1 question, and it's a compulsory question. Amortization and sinking fund. And that compulsory question is going to take 30 marks. That's how the man does it, 30 marks, or at least it will be 25 marks. So you just need to be very serious with it. So please, another person should type on the group if you can hear me and you can see my screen. So we start. Joe, we don't have time. Please. We're already 7 minutes behind schedule and we have a lot of things to cover. I'm not seeing any messages yet. So we'll start from 2020/2021. we'll go with 2020/2021. Question number 1. Question 1. I'm not seeing any message. Nobody is writing anything here. So I just want to be sure you guys can hear me. I don't know. Nobody is writing any message. It's a simple thing. Like, you guys just want to be that I'm not the one that will message first, let other people go and message, let me be here, something like that. I don't know. Is that what you guys are doing? Alright, so I just feel you can hear me. Since no one is writing any message, I don't just know. So type on the group. When you have a question, send it to my DM or to the group, and please make sure you write. Let me know you can hear me. Understand that this is online. I cannot create the assumption that you can hear me. If I do that, I will end up teaching myself. 2020/2021, please. So we are working with this here. Question number 1, and it is on amortization and sinking fund. Since nobody is responding, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't just know. Just type, I can hear you and I can see your screen. I can hear you and I can see your screen. It's very simple. I don't know why we're making this difficult. We know how we do it on the group chat. We can hear you, we can see your screen. Alright. Who message? Thank you, Annie. Alright, let's continue. 2020/2021. So we want to do question number 1. If you are with your question paper, question 1. Those that will be coming late, the Lord is our strength. So question 1. It's a Doco PLC bought equipment costing 12,000 with a 5 years loan obtained from GTB Bank, which charges compound interest as 15% per annum. If the debt is amortized over 5 years period, find the value of each annual payment. Construct amortization schedule. So let's find the value of each annual payment first, and to get that, the formula is different from the formula of sinking fund. So you need to understand that first, because the formula for sinking fund is different from the formula to get the annual payment for amortization. So let's just do that. 12,000 naira. This is even in page 99 if you are using the old textbook, but in the current textbook it won't be really far, but it's just page 99. So to do that, we have our P is equals to is equals to A open bracket 1/1 plus I plus 1/1 plus I 1/1 plus I. You know the formula. So because I don't want us to waste time at all, because it is online, let me just do it fast. P is equals to, you can say A/1 plus I raised to power 1, A/1 plus I raised to power 2, A/1 plus I. But even when we are done with that, we are still going to have A the bracket of 1/1 plus I all raised to power 1 plus 1/1 plus I all raised to power 2 plus 1/1 plus I all raised to power 3 plus 1/1 plus I all raised to power 4. And it is for 5 years. So in your notes, do it for 5 years. Let me expand this so next time I can be able to write fully. So do it for 5 years. Now once we do this for 5 years, in that question our P is going to represent our P there, the principal amount we are seeing there. Our P is going to represent, let me make this line tiny. our P is going to represent the principal amount, 12,000. So our P is equals to 12,000 naira inside that formula. Then our N is 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 years. And then our I is 15%, which is 15 divided by 100, which is equals to 0.15. So we are going to put all this inside the formula. You have the formula in your notes. I can hear you, we can hear and also see the solving too. All right, so you have the formula in your notes. All you need to do is to take all these things I've said and put it inside the formula. So our P, so let's go. Our P, which is 12,000 naira, 12,000, 1, 2, 3, is equals to A, which we don't know, the bracket of 1 over 1 plus our I is what? 0.15. Now plus all raised to power 1 for the first one, all raised to power 1. Just understand that this 0.15 raised to power 1 plus 1 over 1 plus 0.15 raised to power 2, that's for the second year, plus 1 over 1 plus 0.15 raised to power 3, plus you will do that for 5 years. Are you there? You do that for 5 years. So this we just did is just for 4 years. So you do that for 5 years. This first year, second year, third year, you do it for 4th years, and for the 5th year. It's because of the space. So when you do it, you guys will be helping with a lot of calculations. So please just stay on and make sure, if you are already on this live stream and you've not God is watching you, comment and subscribe. All right, so as we're doing it, you make sure that you'll be telling me the answers in the group. I'm also with my calculator, so in case if I make mistake, I will just check something, and you don't make mistakes so that you won't take us back. So when we have 12,000, which is our P, is equals to A, this is the annual equal payment we are asked to look for that I. So then we have gotten that. We have gotten this first part. Then this is going to give us our 12,000. Let me just write it as 12k because of space, is equals to A, open bracket, 1 over 1.15, that is when you plus them, raised to power 1, plus 1 over 1.15 raised to power 2, plus 1 over 1.15 raised to power 3, plus 1 over 1.15 raised to power 4, plus 1 over 1.15 raised to power 5 for the 5 years. All right, for the 5 years. So you then say 1.15 raised to power 1 will still leave us with 1.15. So we have our 12k is equals to our A, open bracket, 1 over 1.15 plus 1 over 1.15 raised to power 2, 1.15 raised to the power of 2. We have 1.3225. Now if it's in exam, you can write it straight, don't approximate. Are you there? If you don't approximate, you still have an advantage. So because in doing the approximation, you might be doing some little mistakes which might not give you exactly the same answer. So at times, not approximating can still be a good option. So we have 1 over 1.3, this is 3225 plus 1 over, so 1.15 raised to power, that is, I'm talking about this one here, 1.15 raised to the power of 3. So we have 1.15 raised to the power of 3 is going to give us 1.5208. So if we approximate this, normally we are going to have 1.521, but since we are not approximating, we can just write it as 1.5208. that is, we write the 4 decimal points, that is, after 4 decimal points we stop. So we have 1.5208 plus the fourth year 1 over, so we say 1.15 raised to the power of 4. So this is going to give us 1.7490. so you do that the same thing for the fifth year. So do that the same thing for the fifth year. After doing it for the fifth year, tell me what the answer is for the fifth year. So you do that the same thing for the fifth year, and then after doing it for the fifth year, we are going to then divide again. Our division now is going to be that we are saying this one divided by 1.15, and also 1 divided by 1.325, and 1 divided by 1.508, and 1 divided by 1.749, and then the fifth year, which we have, let me just check it since nobody is saying anything on the group yet. So let's just do it. In the fifth year, we have 1 divided by 1.15 raised to the power of 5, 1.15 raised to the power of 5, which is equals to 2.0113. Then now that I've gotten this is for then the 5 years. So for the first year, we then say 1 divided by 1.15. It will give us a straight answer. So we have our 12k is equals to A open bracket. So 1 divided by 1.15, we are going to have 0.1 divided 1.15. We have 0.869. So we have 0.8695. You can write it this way. Then we have the second year plus the second 1 divided by 1 divided by this one's 1 divided by 1.3225. We are going to have 0.7561 plus the next year will give us 0.6575. This 75 plus the fourth year is going to give us 0.5718. The fifth is going to give us 0 plus 0.4972. Good. So then we add everything here that we've plus, so that we've gotten, we add them. So we are going to say this plus this plus this plus this plus this, 5 of them, will add them. I can assure you amortization and sinking fund has 9/10% chances of being your number 1 question, and it's going to be compulsory. It's going to be compulsory. Like, I'm very serious, so just pay attention. So we'll add everything here together, add this plus this. So we are going to have this as 12k, that is 12,000, is equals to A open bracket. After adding all of them, I'm going to have 3, this 3 not 5, 3.3522, 3.3522. So since we are looking for A, that is the annual equal payment, we will divide both sides by 3.3522 divide by 3.3522. So when we divide this, we cancel this. Let me not use this. Coming. We have that this, we cancel this. Then our A, sorry, this will cancel this. Then our A then A will be equals to 12,000 divided by 3.3522. So do it. 12,000 divided by 3.3522. Then our A will be equals to 3,579.74. So this is our I. This is the annual equal payment. If you can hear me on the group, please just help me type. Okay. Crystal percent network is disturbing, but if another person's network is fine, because some people are using Airtel, MTN, Glo, etc. So any network you're using, if your network is not disrupting and you got to the point, just help me type on the group that I can hear you. So this is the process we followed. First of all, I said we have our 12,000 is equals to a 1 over 1.0.1 raised to power 1 raised to power 2 raised to power 3. Then we do all the raised to power 1 raised to power 2 raised to power 3, and we have 1.15 1.3225. Then after getting all this stuff here, we see say 1 divided by all of them, and when we did that, we have this, we add it plus this plus this plus this plus this. When we add everything, we have this answer 3.3522. Then since we are looking for a, we divide both side by this, cancel both side by this, and then our a is equals to 12,000 divided by 3.3522. so our a is equals to 357.74. Somebody should write on the group, please. Write on the group. Let me know you have me. Alright, so we have gotten our annual equal payment. This is now our annual equal payment. So our II said construct amortization schedule. Construct the amortization schedule. I'm waiting for your messages. Nobody has sent any text, which I am waiting for. Let me check. So on this call, we are 6. We are just 6. Okay, we are 10. All right, so other people that didn't join, out of 100 and something people, the Lord will help them. Amen. All right, so let's go to our B part. Let's do our B part. Now our B part said I say construct amortization schedule. So to construct the amortization schedule, first of all, we need to make the table for the amortization. We need to make the table. Then after getting the table, we then put everything inside the table. So we are working with 5 years period. So on top of it, you can write this as amortization schedule. Write it complete. Amortization schedule. Amortization schedule. You write it complete. That's first. Then our table now. Make sure you are with me, because so you can just see everything. We have first of all our year here. Under our year, we have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, right? Year 4 and year 5. These are years. Then after that year, we have, I just want to use different colors so we can be able to get it well. Then after that year coming, I think, let me just introduce my ruler. Alright, so let me use this ruler. Alright, this for year 1. Then we go under to our outstanding debts. You guys should just understand what I'm writing. Coming. Outstanding debts. We use this as our outstanding debt because of space, so I'm trying to. Outstanding debts. Go to our interest paid. Our interests. So you know the complete stuff on your notes. So then I can leave this last one as our principal repaid. As our principal repaid. These are principal, and then the last one will be our payment made. Alright, so coming to avoid any complications, let me just separate them all. to avoid mixing the years together. So you need to stay with me to be able to get the figures I'm calling for each of the year. Please stay with me. Make sure you're with me when I'm writing it, so you will know, because I might write 3, you will think maybe it's 5 or something, but when you are listening, you're going to know everything I'm writing. Alright, so just make sure you stay with me, please. So I'm just trying to construct the table first. Alright, so we've gotten our table ready. So now, first of all, for our first year, or before our first year, we'll go under payment made. Under payment made, we are going to write this amount that we have solved here. This amount we solved here, this amount, we'll write it under payment made. We'll write it for the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and fifth year. We'll write it under payment made. Sorry, first year, second year, we are going to write it under payment made. This 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the last, and 5 the last year. So for our first year, the payment made was how much? We have 3, 5. So coming. So we have 3, 5, 79.74 our first year. Second year, 3579.74. Third year, 3579.74. Fourth year, 3579.74. Fifth year, 3579.74. This is now for the 5 years. Are you there? So this is now for the 5 years. Then we need to go to the interest. Before we can start getting the interest, we'll go to our outstanding debt. So what are we going to do on the outstanding debt? For the outstanding debt, the principal amount that we are given in the question is 12,000 naira. Are you there? The principal amount that was given in the question is 12,000 naira. So we are going to put that 12,000 naira in our year 1 first. We'll put the 12,000 naira in our year 1 first. I'm coming. There was somebody that is not invited to this meeting. I need to just a minute, please. Someone that was not invited, or else maybe you forget Danny. Alright, so we're back now. So I said for the year 1, we are going to put our 12,000 naira that was given first under the outstanding debt. So let's do that. We put the 12,000 naira under our year 1. We have 12,000 naira first of all for the year 1. Now, how do we get our interest here? What percentage of interest that was given in the equation? It was 15%. So 15%, to get that 15%, we are going to say 15. Okay, let me write it down here. We are going to say that it is 15 divided by 100. It will give us 0.15. Now that 0.15, we are going to say times 12k. That 0.15 that we got, we are going to say 0.15 times 12,000 naira. Now that will give us our first interest we are going to put under here. It will give us our first interest we are going to put under here. Are you there? So meaning we have known that our percentage is now 0.15. So we'll say 0.15 times 12,000 naira. That's give us 1,800. So we have our 1,800 first for the first year. Now, how do we get our principal repaid? This principal, how do we get this our principal repayment? To get this principal repayment, we are going to say this is not really showing us this amount. Let me just clean this and write it well. 1,800. Now, to get this principal repaid here, to get this amount here, we are going to say this 3,579 minus this interest. This minus this interest to give us this. Either this minus this interest to give us this. All right, so we have 3,579.74 minus 1,800 is going to give us 1,000. Let me see if there's any message. Okay, no message. All right, so it's going to give us 1,177.74. all right, so that is the first one. So I've gotten the first year. To get the second year now, we will come and say this 12,000 minus this amount. 12,000 minus the last amount. So if we say 12,000 minus the last amount, we are going to have it as 110,220.26. Now once we've gotten that, we will then calculate 15% on this amount. That is, we'll say 0.15 times this amount that's here, 0.15 times this amount that's here, which is going to give us as 153.04. 153.04. Now how do we get this one again? I said to get this, we'll say this amount minus this amount to give us this amount. This amount, that is payments made minus interest, will give us the principal. So once we do that, we are going to have our result as 2,046.70. all right, so we have this. Now how do we get the third year again? To get the third year, we still calculate 15%. That is it, to get the interest for this third year. And before we get the main money for this third year, we say this amount minus this amount. That is our outstanding minus this principal. Outstanding minus principal will give us this. So we do that, and that is going to give us 817.56. 817. This is 3.56. Now how do we get this amount here? To get that amount, we calculate 15%. We calculate 15%. 15%, that is 0.15 on this will give us this amount. So to get that 15% on that is going to give us 1,226.03. So once you don't understand, please make sure you go back to watch this again, because you guys, I'm sure you constructable. I'm really sure. All right, so we'll then come back and say, after getting that, we'll say to get this amount here, to get this amount, we say this minus this. That is this 3,000 something minus this will give us this amount. So once we do that, that's going to give us, that's what I told you, 2,353.71. all right, so to get the fourth year, I want us to be fast. To get the fourth year, we say this minus this will give us this amount. So, and that's going to give us 5819, this 919.85. all right, so we've gotten this. And now for us to get the interest, we still calculate 15% again. We calculate 15% of the, that is 0.15 of this will give us this amount. So when we do the 0.15 of that amount, it's going to give us we have 872.98. Now I've gotten this. We are still going to say this amount minus this amount to give us this. So when we subtract that, it's going to give us That's going to give us 27 is too big, 2706.76. all right, so for us to get the 50, now we still say this amount minus this amount to give us this. So we subtract that. I'm going to have 311 3.09 311 3.09. okay, all right, Hannah is following us. Okay, so we continue. 311 3.09. Then to get this interest here again, we calculate 15% on 311 3.09. 15% on it is going to give us 466.96. 466.96. And then to get this last amount here is just to say, to get the last amount, that is the principal pay, this minus this will give us this, this minus this will give us this, this minus this will give us this. So, and that's going to give us 3,112.78. this point here. Okay, now to get our balance, I didn't draw the ruler for balance, sorry about that. This is already on point. To get our balance, so to get our balance, we are then going to say this 3, we'll say this amount, this 3,113.09 minus this amount will give us our balance here. So this minus this, this minus this will give us this amount. So once we minus this, we are going to have our balance as, we'll then have here as our balance. Our balance is going to give us minus 0.31. So minus 0.31, that's going to be our balance. So this is how we got our amortization schedule. So for question number one, we've done define the value of each annual payment, which we did, construct amortization schedule, which we have done. Now question number 2 is saying we should do sinking fund. So we have done, that is B1B, that's question 1B. You should say we should do sinking fund. So we have done amortization, and now we need to do sinking fund. So before we go for the sinking fund, somebody should please tell me on the group if you are with me. Then we'll go to sinking fund. So this is everything we've done. We've done calculation on how to get the interest, and then we'll come to this side, and then we want to go to our sinking fund now. So just tell me on the group if you help me. Let's do the sinking fund. So how to get the annual payment for sinking fund is quite different from how to get for this amortization. So there's a little difference. So I'm waiting for somebody to tell me, please. Let's be fast. Let me see. Please, how long has this tutorial been going on? We just started the tutorial by 7, so you are just not even 7, started I think like 7:05. So you are 35 minutes late. Yeah, you're like 35 minutes late. For the person that has the question, I think you're like 35 minutes late. We have just done amortization, so we want to do sinking fund now. So on the group, please, somebody should just tell me. Let's do the B part. I'm waiting. Hello, anybody with me? Yes, sir, I'm with you. All right. Cecilia, is that Cecilia or something? I didn't really check that name. All right, so let's continue the sinking fund. Now, if you check under the B part, a debt of 35,500 compound at 12% is to be discharged over 5 years using a sinking fund that earn 8%. Find the annual payment and draw up the sinking fund schedule if the first payment in the sinking fund is made at the beginning of the year. Alright, so we have two types of sinking fund. We have types of sinking fund. There are two types. We have due annuity, and we have ordinary annuity. So questions can come from either due annuity or ordinary annuity, but from what I'm seeing, I think question is going to come from due annuity. Now, due annuity means at the beginning of the year, which is 1. Now, ordinary annuity means at the end of the year, which is 0. So you need to know which one is the man asking you. Is it asking you for due annuity or is asking you for ordinary annuity? So you must first of all know what is asking you first. Is it due annuity or is asking you for ordinary annuity? So if it's asking you for due annuity, you will hear at the beginning of the year he's asking you for due annuity. Once you hear at the beginning of the year he's asking you for due annuity, once you hear at the end of the year he's asking for ordinary annuity, and the both of them have different ways of solving it. But from this past question I've seen, it's due annuity. So I feel it's due annuity we're going to work with. So even this question that they asked us now, that is this B part, say due annuity. Yes, I'm with you. Okay, sinking fund, please. All right, Annie. We are there. We're on sinking fund. So due annuity talks about 1. So the question, reading the question, that is the B part. Hope you can all see the B part. So it is telling us due annuity, and the formula to get the annual equal payment is even easier than the formula to get our what is it called, amortization. Sinking fund is easier. So but before we get the sinking fund, we are going to do something. If you see that sinking fund, we are giving two options there. We are giving 2%. 2%. We have 12% and we have 8%. All right. So for that 12%, you are going to decide that at the end of the year, how much will this total amount, how much is it going to amount to? What is it going to give us at the end of that year? Which we have our principal, open bracket, 1 plus I raised to power n. Because remember, normal formula is A is equals to P open bracket 1 plus I raised to power n. So if I said this, meaning that this formula is also equals to this, meaning we can say this is equals to this. It doesn't matter if the A comes first or it doesn't matter if the A comes first or not. It doesn't matter if the A comes first or not. If you say, for example, if you say red is equals to yellow, and you still say yellow is equals to red, you are saying the same thing. Are you there? So meaning this is equals to this and this is equals to this. Now I said what we want to do is to get, before we start solving for it, we need to know what is the future value, what is A that we're going to have. So in the question we have 37,000, which is our principal. So say that 37,500 multiplied by 1 plus 0.12 raised to power 5. Where is this 0.12 coming from? This 0.12 here is our 12%. We say 12 divided by 100 will give us 0.12. So it is our 12%. That is the 12% here. That is the first percentage. The first percentage. All raised to power 5. Why? We are working with 5 years. So if we have that, meaning this then going to give us as, we'll say if we multiply this, going to give us 37500, the bracket of 1.12 raised to power 5. 1.12 raised to power 5, 1.12 raised to the power of 5 is equals to, we have 1.762 blah 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 blah. So we have 37500 coming 500 open bracket, we have 1.7623 1.7623, and that is it. So then we multiply this We multiply this by this, and our answer is then going to give us as 60, I think like 60 something thousand. Yeah, so our answer is going to give us 66,087.81. now this is now the future amount that we are expecting to have. Are you there? So this future amount, which is our A now, first of all, I say first, before we start getting the equal payments, we must first of all this 37,000 that they gave us times the first percentage raised to power the total years. We then have 35,000, 37,500, 1.1 to raise power 5. Then we multiply the both of them. When we multiply the both of them, we are going to have this amount. Now we are going to use this amount to do something. Now we now go to the formula of getting the annual equal payment for sinking fund. We'll go to the formula for getting the annual equal payment for sinking fund. Formula for getting the annual equal payment for sinking fund. And to get the annual equal payment for sinking fund, we are going to have our A is equals our A, the bracket of. Now, remember this thing we did here, we use this percentage. Are you there? We use this percentage. But this one we want to do now, we will then use the second percentage. We use it firstly, we use the first percentage, that is 12%. Secondly, we then use the second percentage, which is 0.08, 8%. So 8 divided by 100 will give you 0.08. And to use that percentage now, we will then have our A, open bracket. I need to zoom this to get it. We have 1.08 raised to power 1, year 1, plus 1.08 raised to power 2, year 2, plus 1.08 raised to power 3, year 3, plus 1.08 raised to power 4, year 4, plus 1.08 raised to power 5, year 5. Are you there? Year 5. Then I'm coming. Raised to power 5, year 5. Then we are going to do each of them 1, 1, 1, 1. So if we say 1.08, it will give us what? Raised to power 5. Raised to power 1 will still give us the same thing. Now you say everything equals to, all of them is equals to this one we solved, 66,087.81. All of them equals to that. So meaning our A now will be the bracket of 1.08 raised to power 1 will still give us 1.08, plus the second year we have 1.08 raised to power of 2 will give us 1.1664, plus the third year 1.08 raised to power of 3 we have 2597, plus the fourth year 1.08 raised to power of 4 we have 1.3604. we have the last year plus 1.08 raised to power of 5 we have 1.4693. 4693. There's no space. Please make sure you're calculating it yourself. I'm going to page 5. So make sure you're calculating it yourself. So after everything, we add all of them together. Is equals to, remember I said this equals to 66,087.81. We got this figure from, first of all, using the first percentage to do this. Using the first percentage is power 5. So we got this. So when we add everything together, we are then going to have our A bracket 6.3359 is equals to 66,087.81. What that one I told you that we got. This is 6. This 6. So we have this now. This 66,000. So let me just put 66,000. Now since we are looking for A, we say divide both sides by what is holding a 6.3335 6.3359 divided by 6.3359. So this will cancel this, and 66,087.81 kobo divided by 6.3359. We are going to have our A will then be equals to 10,430.69. So this is what I'm going to have. Let me check no message. All right, so you guys help me. So 10,430 naira 69 kobo. So this will then be our annual equal payment for amortization. Now remember, for sinking fund, remember for amortization I'm going to say 1 divided by this. You say 1 divided by, but in sinking fund no need of saying 1 divided by. There's no need of that. So that is, let me first of all show you how we got to this point. I say there's due annuity, there's ordinary annuity. When you hear due, the man they can tell you the question due annuity, you know that he's saying beginning of the year. If you say ordinary annuity, end of the year, please understand it. Now if it's ordinary annuity, everything we solved, we would have used a different approach, like slightly different. Now it would have not been raised to power like this place we did here. All this one we did raised to power 1, like here that we did raised to power 1, raised to power 2, raised to power 3, raised to power 4, raised to power 5. No, we would have said, since it's ordinary annuity, we say raised to power 0, then raised to power 1, then raised to power 2, then raised to power 3, then raised to power 4, even if it's 5 years. Idea. But since it's due annuity, we will say raised to power 1, 2, the normal one. So that is the difference. That's the difference. I'm just checking if there will be any message on the group. So we have first of all gotten this. So this is what they asked us to do in that B. Get the annual equal payment first. Then they say, and draw up sinking fund schedule if the first payment into the fund is made at the beginning of the year. Now if it's at the beginning of the year, meaning it is due annuity. So let's draw our table. If there's any message on the group, please type and let me know. Let me know if you guys can still hear me, because the reason why I always ask is because of the country we found ourselves. Like I told you guys, I'll be going back to my country very soon by the grace of God. I'm not from Nigerian again. I was from Nigerian before, but as I see things from here, I just decided to change my nationality. So if you don't see me again, Oluwatishe. All right, that was on the lighter note. So let's continue. We have sinking fund now. So sinking fund schedule. We have sinking fund. I need to zoom this to avoid stories that touches the heart. Sinking fund schedule. Write it complete by yourself. Then let's bring in our ruler. You are worthy of my praise. Alright, so sinking fund schedule, our first table. So sinking fund is not like amortization that has only 5. Sinking fund is 6 because of one abuki that I don't know where it's coming from, but all the same. So sinking fund has 6. So let me write them out first. In sinking fund, first of all, we have our years. We have our year. We have our outstanding debts. I just hope this space will be enough. We have our interest paid. Okay, I'm coming. I won't write it complete, but just know what I'm writing. We have our interest. We have our payments into fund. Then we have our amount in fund. And then we have the last one, interest end. So there are 5. So let me bring out regular. So remember, we're working with 5 years. So let me just take this down to make sure it's enough. We're working with 5 years period. 1. This first. Please listen to sinking fund very well. when I have that feeling that something will come out in exam, the chances are high. Like, and for this sinking fund, if sinking fund and amortization is not your number one question, set will be your number one question. And the set that will be your number one question is that set. I think the set that has to do with or the set that has to do with one, that has to do with, what is it called? There's a set that has to do with one hotel. People stay in hotel and the manager say if they are not up to this amount, if they should continue. You remember that set? We solve that set. Just check the question of that set. If set will come out as your number one question, that will be your number one question for set. That the manager said if the people that stayed in the hotel, we have, I think, like Cozy Hotel, Tozy Hotel, something like that. So make sure you check that question. If that is not your number one question, this set will be your number amortization and sinking fund will be your number one question. So coming. So we're taking time. Just bear with us. Bear with me. We're there soon. Bear with me. Just be patient. I just want to draw this. When I'm writing it, it will be easier and you can see it well. So as I'm still drawing, you can still type on the group chat. Let me know you guys help me. And if you have not liked this, the Lord is watching you. Please make sure you like. So we have 5 years. This is our year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. The balance. Let me draw this for the balance. Alright. So let's continue. For our year 1, our outstanding debt is going to be that 37,500, which is, they said, a debt of 37,500. So that will be our outstanding debt for the first year. Let me see, is there a message on the group? Please, I don't understand from the beginning. Mariam, please just listen to this sinking fund, because sinking fund is more complicated, and some of your friends, most of them will know amortization, so they can just explain it to you. And please don't take this exam for a joke. This is 3 unit course. Don't take it for a joke. Take it very serious. So we have outstanding debt of 37,500. Our outstanding debt, which is under here, I'm zooming in so that I can write it away. So we have 37,500. That is under 37,500 under our year 1. Now we will go under our payment into fund. Our payment into fund will be this amount that we have already solved. This 10,000 something. This amount here. This amount that we have solved here as our A. This is our payment into fund. So we are going to take this payment into fund and write it under this after this interest paid. So under this, we'll write it all for the 5 years, like the way we did the same thing under under amortization. Year 1, 104 30.69. Year 2, 104 30.69. Year 3, 104 30.69. Oh, I just remembered something. Please, when we are done with this class, in case I forget, somebody should just tell me on my DM that I want to tell somebody something. That is not somebody from the group or anything, but I just want to, somebody should just remind me. Please, it's very important to me. Thank you so much. Please just remind me, even if I forget. So we have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. We write it for the 5 years. Are you there? We write it for the 5 years. Now remember, this is at the beginning of the year. That's why we are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Now, how do we get this here? How do you get our interest? To get our interest, remember they gave us 2%. We are giving 2%. There's 1% that is 0.12, that is 12%, and another percentage that is 0.08. So to get this here, we are going to use this one. We are going to use 0.12. So you are going to say 0.12 multiplied by 37,500. 0.12 multiplied by 37,500, we have 4,500. Are you there? So under this, I hope it has not disconnected. I'm going to call him back. If you can hear you, type I can hear you. If you can see me, type I can hear you. All right, so we have 37,500. We have payment into fund. To get this, the easiest way for you to solve this sinking fund without confusing yourself is solve this part first. From this part like this, from this part like this, here, from this part like this, solve it first. This part like this, solve it first. I mean, solve only this part first. When you finish, you will then come and solve this part, because these are two different things in one. So you solve only this part. You solve only this part first. When you are done, you solve this part. If you can hear me, please write on the group I can hear you. Write on the group I can hear you, because you know a call just entered. All right, so we have 37,500. So to get this interest here, we say 12,000 0.12 multiplied by 37,500. That's going to give us 4,500. So we write our 4,500 here. Are you there? Now, after writing the 4,500, I say let's solve this part first. To get year 2, you are going to say this amount plus this amount, 37,500 plus 4,500. We are going to have 42,000. You write the 42,000 first. Don't solve anything concerning that other side. Just leave that one first. 42,000. Now again, you come back and do 12%. You come back and do 12% on this. That is 0.12 on this amount here. It will give you this. Are you there? So if after doing the 12% on that 42,500, after doing 12%, we have 5,040 naira. Sorry, this 5,040 naira. First thing. Are you there? So after getting this 5,040 naira, we'll then come back and say 5,040 naira plus this. So this plus this. So this plus you plus the both of them, we'll have this. So after adding the both of them, the third year now, we are going to have 47,040 naira. Are you there? After getting 47,570 naira, you come back and still do 12% on this again. We are going to have this one here. So that's going to give us 5644. 5644.80. That's when we do the 12% of this amount. Now to get the 40 again, we will say this plus this. Nobody has gotten anything. Okay, Princess. All right, nobody is saying anything on the group. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? I think I've just missed something. 0.08. Can you still hear me? If you can hear me on the group, please on DND again. If you guys can't hear me, it will be alright. So I see if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, it will be a waste of time, because right now I'm even supposed to take my dad's call. But alright, so to get the first year, we will say this plus this. It will give us this. Please message if you can hear me. Joe, Dalo. I will wait for the message if you can hear me. So don't think if you go now I'm going to continue. So let's wait for you. When I see message that I can still hear you, it has not disconnected, then I continue. You guys know a call just entered. It's a simple thing. Hannah. Okay, I can hear you. All right. See, I'm still having missed calls. I just put it on the end. So we say this plus this. Now it will give us the 40. So the 40 is going to have 5268. Good. Points. This too big. Let's write it small so all the points can enter. The 40, 1 plus 52,684 0.80. So 1 plus it, we have that. Now we still do 12% on this amount. If we do 12% on this amount, it's going to give us the interest paid, which is going to give us 6322.18. Then we'll say this plus this. We plus these two amounts is then going to give us the 50. 1 plus it for the 50 are going to have 59006.98. all right, then we'll still do 12% on this amount again. 12% on this amount to then give us our interest of 7080.84. are you there? Then under here that we're supposed to be balanced, like that other one, we'll write it as 6. Then we'll still say this plus this again. Under where we write 6, we'll add the both of them. Then we are going to have 66087.81. are you there? So for this side first, you see, like I said, to make it easier, solve for this side first. We have solved for this side first. So now we want to solve for this side differently now. Are you there? So to solve for this side differently, this is where another mathematics come inside. Are you there? This is when something very amazing happens. So for the first year, are you with me? This is for the first year I'm talking about. For this first year, this amount here, this our payment into fund. This payment into fund will still be the same figure for this. Payment into fund will still be the same figure for under our amount in fund. So we'll still write the same figure under there for the first year. If it was ordinary annuity that is at the end of the year, it will be 0. But since this is due annuity, the same figure will still be there. And what is the figure? 10430.69. are you there? Now for us to then get our interest end, to get this amount here, we are going to say that 8%, now I think I should just write this on top this to avoid stories. On top here, this is where we use our 8%. Why it is on top here that we use our 12%. are you there? Now to get this 8% now, we will come under that is, we'll say 8% of this amount. 8%, that is 0.08 times 10,430 and 69 kobo is going to give us this amount. That's why I told you, finish one side before come here. We will know that we are focusing only on this side. It will be easier. So I say the first thing is, in the first day, since it's due annuity, it will be the same here. Then we then say 8% of this amount is going to give us this. And once we do the 8%, that's going to give us, once we do the 8%, it's going to give us 834.46. 834.46. That is the first thing. Are you there? Then to get this one now, we are going to say this plus this plus this. We add the 3 of them. Add it. We say 10,430. Let's say times 2, since it's 2. Then we say plus 834.46. It's going to give us 21,000. So we are going to say this plus this plus this is going to give us this one. First of all, I say the first year, this one will be the same thing with this, and then you do 8% of this will give you this. Then when you are done, we'll give you this plus this plus this, it will give you this. So when we plus them, we are then going to have, when we plus them, we are going to have 21,695.84. Are you there? So when we plus it, we have this amount. Now after having this amount, next thing we are going to do is then, remember what did you do to get this? You say this plus this plus this to give us this. Now after having this amount, for us to get of this was I have to change to pen. 1735.67. So we still do 8% of it again to get that. Now after getting that amount, we will then come back and say this plus this plus this will give us this one again. So we plus the 3 of them. After adding the 3 of them, we are going to have If we add the three of them, we are going to have 33862.19. Coming 62.19. Then now, after getting this amount again, we'll still calculate 8%. We'll still calculate 8% on this amount. It will give us this 8% on this amount to give us this. That is 0.08 of that amount. That's why I said finish with one side of the table before you come back. That is the best logic that will help you. So when we do that, we're going to have 2708.98. Nice. So we have this now. Then to get the 40 again, we'll still say this plus this plus this, it will give us this. This plus this plus this will give us this. So when we add them, the 40 is going to give us, I hope you can see everything I'm doing. The 40 is going to give us, come here, let me see this message. I can hear you. Okay, all right. I have missed calls, but we just need to continue. All right. So when we add the both of them, we add the three of them. I mean, it's going to give us, that is after 69. After 69, I hope what I'm writing is correct. I'm coming. Okay, after 19, then we have, when we add the three of them, we are going to have 47001.86. 47001.86. Then we still do our 8% on this amount again, which is then going to give us 376015. Now after getting this, we will then still come back and say, after getting this, we will then say this plus this plus this, it will give us this amount. Are you there? So we add the three of them. When you are adding, make sure you are careful. So where you are supposed to put points, if you mistakenly do not put points, it will give you another higher figure. So to get which is this? This is the 58. To get the 58, then we add the three of them. We have 661192.70, and then we'll still do our 0.08 percentage on this amount. So when we do the percentage on that amount, it will then give us the last amount, the last interest in, which will then be 4895.42. all right. So since we've gotten this, remaining only under here that we need to put something, because it is for 5 years. So remaining under there, and to get that, we are going to say 6119.2.70 plus 4895.42. So that will give us 66,000. So for this last year now, don't do the mistake of saying you are still saying this plus this plus this. No, you only say this plus this will give you the last one. So only this plus this, the both of them will give you the last one. So when we add the both of them, we are then going to have 66088.11. So, and then once we then, to get our balance now, we just say this amount, that is this one here, minus this will give us this. So once we minus it, it's going to give us minus 0.3. You can see minus 0.30 is still the same thing as minus 0.3. So this is the process of getting our sinking fund. I say, first of all, best way is solve this part first. When you are done, you come and solve this part. What did I do again? When you are done, you go and solve that other part. Are you there? And to solve this part, just say percentage of this, 12% on this is going to give us this. You add this plus this will give us this one. 12% of this one again is going to give us this. Then we say this plus this will give us this one. Then 12% of this will give us this amount. We plus the both of them, we have this. We'll come back again. 12% on this amount will give us this amount. This plus this, it will give us this amount. We'll then 12% on this one will give us this amount. We plus the both of them, we have this amount. Are you there? Then to get this one here, which I've explained before, get this one here. In the first year, all you need to do is to say the figure of the first year will still be the same thing with the second year. Will still be under the amount in front. Since this is due annuity, then you then do 8% of this amount to give you this. After getting it, you say this plus this plus this will give you this one. 8% of this one again will still give you this amount. Are you there? Then after I've gotten this amount, you say this plus this plus this, you have this. 8% on this amount will give you this one. This plus this plus this, we have this. 8% of this amount will give you this one. We still come again. This plus, so this plus this plus this, no sorry, this plus this plus this will give you this amount. 8% of this amount will give you this one. Now for the last one, you just say this plus this will give you the last amount. Are you there? So we have done question 1, which says we have done the Doco PLC and we have done the B part. So that is how to solve sinking fund. So this is the formula and this is the process to solve sinking fund. I say we have two types of sinking fund: due sinking fund, let's say at the beginning of the year, and ordinary sinking fund at the end of the year, you have 0. So if it was ordinary sinking fund, this part here that I say this will be the same thing. Ordinary sinking fund, the first one will be 0, the second one will be 0. So this will be 0, 0. You will start calculating from here. Are you there? You first do the 8%. You do the 8%. You have this one. Are you there? No, sorry. Here will be 0. Here will be 0. Then in the second year now, that is when we have this 10 for something something something. This is here now. Instead of this amount to be here, it will be here. So then once it's here, we then do the 8% of it will give you this. Then you do the same thing process that we did to get it. Are you there? So let me check if there's a message. No message. All right, no message. So I hope you guys are enjoying this class. This is just question number 1 we've solved, and I can assure you amortization and sinking fund has 9% chances. It has 9% over 10. That is, has 9% chances over 10 of being your number 1 question, and it's going to be a compulsory question. Why set also has, let me say, 7 over 10% chances of being your number 1 question. So just make sure you learn them very well. So we are done with amortization and sinking fund for number 1. Now if you check 2020/2021, this one we just did this 2020/2021. Okay, this 2020, but I'm talking about the second one that has something to do with pharmacy. If you check, it has something to do with pharmacy. What we just did right now in that question number 1 in this sinking fund is almost the same thing now that I want to do again here. So it's something very simple. After that, then we'll go to the sinking fund. There's another one in 2021/2022, and then there's this last one in 2023/2024. And if you check, I think this 2020, okay, that's why I told you go to 2023/2024. Go there, you will see this question number 1, 25 marks. Are you there? The last one, 2023/2024, question number 1. You see that it is the same thing with what we just finished solving. Exactly the same thing. The question was just repeated only. Are you there? It was just repeated only. All those dates you are seeing is just to confuse you. Since they say 1st April 2024 and it didn't enter 1st April 2029, it is at the beginning of the year. It is due annuity. Are you there? They are just using that 1st April 2023 and 2024 to the 2024 and 2029 to confuse you. Just know that it is complete 5 years. Since it's 1st April to 1st April is at the beginning of the year. because let's say that company is starting at the beginning of its own year. It must not be January for it to be at the beginning of the year. Are you there? So if you see that question, it is the same thing with what we just finished solving. So once you see question repeating itself, just know that that question has the probability of coming out. It has the chances of coming out. I'm not seeing any messages, so no message. So that question have the chances of coming out. Please, somebody write a text for me, please. Help me text. Let me know. Or just write a text on the group. Let me know you're with me, please. So we just go ahead. So we are not going to solve this 2024 again. This 2024 of this 2024 and 2020 stuff, we are not going to solve it again. We've done that before. So that is just, I think that was exactly the same thing we just did. Let me just check something here. Just that I think just that the difference is the amortization. There was amortization of 12,000, while here is here is 37,000, here is 12,000, but here the B part is the same thing. Are you there? The B part is the same thing. So it is just for you to use, instead of using that 37,000, you use, instead of using that 12,000, you use 37,000. It's the same thing for the amortization and the sinking fund we just did. Are you there? So let's continue. So I'm not going to do that again. So we have just two right now to work on for amortization and sinking fund. Any message? You guys, you want me to call your name before you go and write message? What have I done to you? Are we quarreling? Alright, even this one I want to solve right now is still almost the same thing like what we just finished. So let's just do that. That is question number 1, 2020/2024. This one has something to do with pharmacy. What is this one saying? We have to watch it again because I didn't start from the beginning and I didn't understand. Yeah, you can be able to watch it again. It's going to be online forever. I'm not going to delete it. It will be there forever. Even a day before your exams, if you know this sinking fund or this thing just confuse me, or what will I do now? Just go back and watch everything we have been doing. Just go back and watch all of them, because these are past questions and these are exactly what is going to come out in your exam. So just make sure you go and watch it again. Even when you are done with this class, you can stay up and say, okay, I want to do it again. After doing it again, you carry your own past questions, solve all those sinking fund amortization inside. You know that, no worry, if the amortization and sinking fund A1, I am sure of that. A1, you are sure. Then you go to set also. I am telling you what must come out. You see set, amortization and sinking fund. This, out of this, one of them is going to be a number 1 composite question, and it's going to take 25 marks. 25 marks. So just be prepared. We have solved set in our last live class. Go and check it. Everything about set here, we have solved it. Everything about set. So amortization and sinking fund, we're also going to finish it today. So let's go to the next year. Alright, so it says question A. Question A. Asamadia Pharmacy has purchased a piece of equipment for its production department at cost of 10,000 naira at 1st April 2004. It anticipated that piece of equipment after 5 years of use on 1st April 2005, meaning you have told it 5 years. The equipment processed with 5-year loan. Determine the size of annual payment. Display a table which shows the outstanding interest for each year of the loan. This is amortization. So to do this amortization, all we need to do is just put everything in the formula. I think, okay, yeah. This is 15%, right? How many percentage? Okay, 12%. I was just checking if the solution to this is already on the textbook, so that you see there are some of them that I was solving. The solution was on the textbook, so I was not asking you guys to tell me the figures again, and it was faster. But the solution to this is not on the textbook. So because the one on the textbook here is 4 years, why the one, and it's even for sinking fund, and why the one, and it's even different percentage, why the one I want to solve right now is for 5 years. So let me check if this message. Miriam, Who is starting voice call? Who is starting voice call in the group? Joe kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Who is starting voice call in the group? Who is starting voice call in the group? Alright, I think maybe it might be a good idea. Let me see something. Where's the voice call coming? Let me join this. I got from 12%. I'm not sure there's any 12% here. Okay, he said we found the 12%. So when we add everything there, we are going to have, oh, I think this was even given. Yes, this amortization, it was even given. So when we add all of them, we are then going to have our 10,000 naira is equals to A open bracket 3.6048. Now we are looking for A. Once we have this, we are looking for A. We divide both side by 3.6048 divided by 3.6048. So we have this, we cancel this, and then this 10,000 divided by 3.6048. then we are going to have our A is equals to, our A will be equals to 22774.10. So this will then be the value of our A, our annual equal payment. So that is what we are asked to do first. Determine the size of the annual equal payment. That is what we've just done. And then now we are now asked to display a table which shows this. Are you there? Display a table which shows this. And to display the table, now if you can still hear me, please, who like or Uchechi, if you can hear me, just unmute your mic and say I can hear you. Is Uchechi there with us? All right. Maybe she's not there. Faith Luna, unmute your mic and just say I can hear you. I'm sure you guys are still with me. Okay, anybody at all, anybody, just unmute your mic and say I can hear you. Anybody, unmute your mic and say I can hear you. Can somebody just unmute his or her mic and say I can hear you? Let me know if you are still with me. Nobody saying anything. Let me check what is happening. Oh, I think maybe it's the network or something. Sorry, I'm not on the voice call again. Network left and I